Well, good morning, my wonderful friends. And here we are for another fantastic opportunity to connect and share the wisdom of the Gregory. The 12 spiritual masters of the Gregory continuum always delight in coming through to play and be with each and every one of you. For as we channel through the Bobby, as she allows us to speak her more and more without needing to be in control, as she lets us bring forth the wisdom that you are seeking, it is delightful, delicious fun for us. For in these moments, we have a chance to play in your physical world. We have a chance to play in the vibration that you are playing in and feel it more profoundly and in a different way than from the all that is where we reside. And it is always, always great fun. For many of you may have found times when you were meditating or praying or whatever your religious or spiritual beliefs are, where you've moved from that human existence into the beauty and the vibration of our modality, of our realm. And in those moments, it feels different, and you're more awakened and alive to increased possibilities in the universe. So too is it when we come into your realm through a physical being. We get to feel the density of your existence. It helps us understand the challenges that you are going through. And it is true that you cannot completely comprehend what it is to be in non-physical at this point in time where you're physical and vibrate in our energy. You can't completely understand it, but you can touch it for moments through your meditation, through your prayers, through your willingness. And true, we do not understand completely what it's like to be in physical form, but we can understand the nuances when we channel through the Bobby and through each and every one of you when you allow us to come into the beingness of you and speak you. We come through you so many times, my darlings. You ask and we come forth. You request and we hear. And when we can, we come through with words or thoughts or pictures or ideas or inklings. And in those moments, you are channeling. And we are experiencing the physicality of you. For it is a joining that happens until you once again join us in the full when you cross over. But for right now, your journey is to be here, to be physical, to learn, to feel, to experience, express, and learn what it is to take non-physical energy as powerful and magnanimous and magnificent and expansive as it is and run it through the straw of the physical being that you are. And then to realize that you are more than this physical being and allow the non-physical energy of you to vibrate out into the universe, to expand, to be bigger than you are, to be bigger than you believe it to be. And in those moments when you expand your essence, you are moving into the wisdom of all that is and learning and knowing and growing in ways that you cannot grow when you stay small and little and condensed. Now, this is a little like our talk this morning on the gifts of summertime. For in summertime, what is happening in your particular part of the world? Well, and they have summertime in the lower parts of the planet too. It's just different months. When it comes into the fruition of a summertime energy, what is happening is the seeds that went to sleep in the fall and slept through the winter. For most of them, there are seeds that germinate in winter, but stick with us on the metaphor. Who have been resting and germinating. And then comes the warmth of the spring, where the germination begins, and the buds begin to open, and the life begins to grow, and the vibration of the area that you're living in begins to increase as the life begins to grow, and the energy begins to flow, and it begins to wake up. And in that time, my darlings, you too, if you are in tune with the universe, you're waking up. You're feeling the vibration. You're feeling the quickening. You're feeling the opening. You're awake, aware, alive, and vibrant as you allow new possibilities to come to fruition. And that is where you are at right now. You're at the pinnacle part as you head into the June month and the summer equinox of blooming, of blossoming, of growing, of moving, of allowing. And we want you to feel this energy. And it is a beautiful, beautiful energy as you move into the full bloom towards the summer months where you're growing and expanding and knowing and being. When you can allow the energy of Mother Earth to vibrate in you and through you consciously, it allows you to move forward more powerfully in your lives. It's not that the mundania of your physical lives isn't still happening. It's not that you don't have to get up and go to work and do your stuff and come home and take care of tasks and interact with people and all the rest of that. But when you are in the vibration of knowing that all of this time of year is growing, you might change your focus from looking at all that we just described. Instead of seeing it as mundania, seeing it as expansion. Seeing it as expanding into new ways of traveling to and from your daily existence. Seeing it as new ways of interacting with the people in your life. Seeing it as new ways to expand into new possibilities for you to play with in your day-to-day existence. Seeing that you are a growing, expanding, learning being every hour of every second of every day you are here on this planet. Well, actually in all of existence, but we want you to focus on your planetary journey, on your human experience, and realize that you are growing, learning, knowing more all the time. And appreciating all that you are becoming aware of, all that you are paying attention to. If you could make a list at the end of each day of all the things in your day that you became aware of, you would be amazed. Let us give you an example. You might wake up and notice that your leg needs to be stretched because your muscles are a little bit tight. And whereas you didn't notice the day before, this day you stretch out your muscles and you feel the muscles in your legs. And then you say, oh, that feels so good. I'm going to feel the lessons as I stretch my arms. I'm going to notice my body in this moment. Notice the energy of my body. Notice that I have a body. Notice that I'm breathing in. I'm breathing out. Being aware that I have a heart that's pumping and lungs that are breathing and eyes that are seeing and skin that is feeling, and being delighted that I have noticed that. That's a new awareness in this moment, in this life, in this day. And maybe you get up and you hear something on the radio or the TV and you notice what it is. And you notice a feeling coming forward. And instead of just taking off with the feeling and thinking it's happening to you, you take a moment to go, oh, well, I have a choice here whether or not I'm going to feel A, B, or C about this. And notice that you're noticing. Isn't that delicious? I had choice in that moment. I didn't notice I had choice before. And here, since you are looking at the end of the day, you're going to look back and say, oh, but look at all these blank spots of my day where I just got into doing my job and turned off to seeing the people around me. Let me see if I can look and see what was going on. Oh my goodness. So-and-so was having a very intense argument with so-and-so. And I hadn't even noticed it. But now that I think about it, something was going pretty heatedly there, but I just closed it off. Interesting how I can close things off that happened during the day and just push them to the back of my mind as if they didn't exist. I wonder how much of the rest of my life goes on that I'm not aware of. And as you think back through the day, you think of a moment where you were walking by a flower and you went over and absentmindedly smelled the flower and kind of relaxed in that moment. And you think, well, that was a good move. I think I want to do more of that tomorrow. And as you review your day and then notice yourself being in your body, being in your home, being wherever you're at, noticing the life you just lived, noticing the life you just lived, and being pleased with yourself that you have the capacity to notice. And in that noticing, you become aware of how much you have learned and grown throughout the day, even when you didn't pay attention to the learning and the growing. Because every hour of every minute of every second you are on the planet, this process is going on even when you don't give it your attention and even when you don't notice it. And at the end of your time here, you will look back and notice how much you didn't notice. And when you cross over and are in life review, you will really notice how much you didn't notice. So we invite you to use the beauty of the growth in the summertime every time you see a flower, every time you see a plant, every time you feel the temperature changing, every time anything in your environment changes. Use that as a trigger to remind yourself to look around to see the growth that is happening all around you in the expansion of the summertime blooming. And then notice how you're blooming too. Notice the wisdom and the beauty and the fantasticness of you, so that when you do reach the pinnacle of your existence and do reach your transition time, you can look back and say, I did a lot of really good noticing. Wow. I see how that noticing allowed me to make more conscious decisions about what I was doing. Goodness. I am well pleased with many of the choices I made. And I can see I had opportunities here, and here that I wasn't aware of. But you know what? It was such a delicious, beautiful, wonderful ride that I am blessed to have been blessed with this beautiful, fantastic, wondrous, wondrous life. Yes, yes, yes. I learned to trust the flow, and I learned to let the good times roll. Thank you, Gregory et al. And my darlings, we say, you are most welcome. You are most welcome. You are most welcome.